The next one on our list is visual inspection. Visual inspection. It even gives you where it is. Cue in when you're all there, please.
General.
Found mine.
Okay. Now, I'm just looking through the new yellow book that John gave me, the 2019. And this book, it's looking like it's the same as the one that I have, the old one, the occupational 1993 to 96. So we should be pretty much right on with this, you guys. Everybody there? We can start talking about this one?
Which page is that on the 1993 app?
I think it's just for you to locate section 155. You find out the different acts and articles written in there.
Yeah, like Freddie said, like for the sections, your sections will be your numbers on the left-hand side, you guys. It's not the page number.
Yeah.
It'll be the numbers on the left. Okay?
So which sections are we going to look now?
Visual inspection, section 155. Page 88.
Okay, I found mine.
Okay? Okay, so like, these are the easy ones. Like when it gives you the actual section and page number, or the, visual inspection. Section 55. Okay? Before, sorry, I have to get, I'm a little rough on my numbers here, my wording here, you guys, bear with me. Before a worker starts any power mobile equipment, an employer or contractor shall ensure that the worker makes a complete visual inspection of the equipment and surrounding area to ensure that no worker, including the operator, is endangered by the startup of the equipment. So this goes back to our circle check that you have to go around. John sent out sheets, a checklist. You should never, ever, ever get on that equipment without doing your pre-check, okay? Check your equipment, go around one way or the other, left or right, go around and check everything, and do a quick check, and then check around the area that you're working in, make sure there's nothing laying around, branches or something like if you're mowing that could fly up and hit somebody or hurt somebody, okay? I won't go too much into this because we get deeper into it later. Let's go to, anybody have any questions on that one? No? Okay.
No.
Let's go to requirements for PME, section 157. Ouch. How are we making out, everybody?
I'm there. I'm here.
I'm there too.
Okay. Just give me a second. All right. The requirements of power mobile equipment, okay, is in section 157. That's number in brackets is subsection 1, okay? An employer, contractor, or supplier shall ensure that each unit of power mobile equipment is equipped with. That's all they're looking for. And then there's Underneath lowercase alpha brackets, those are clauses. Okay, so if they're asking for it, or they were asking section 157, section 1, subclause, or not subclause, clause A, then you'd go to that and look it up, okay? Does everybody understand that, or am I not making sense?
Yep, I understand.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Okay. All right, so let's go to the next one. Training of workers. Now you have an index in the back like any other book. You can look it up, right, guys?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Let me know when you're there, guys.
What?
Yep.
Are we going through both the books? Like, there's the one, Occupational Health and Safety, the big white book, and then there's another book, the green one.
I don't have the green one, the other one.
Okay.
I only have the
Currently
yellow.
reviews of the green one, and it's good.
If you look in your back of that green book should have an index as well, right? Just like any book. Look in the very back and find training of workers. Now, you got to look at, this is kind of teaching you, if you go back into the index, there's several things under training of workers. Several meanings, right? So, it's just not going to pop out training of workers. You got to look, and I'll go back to it here myself and try and give you a better understanding of what. Like, okay, so is everybody in the back of the index?
Yeah.
Okay, so you look under training, and then it goes competent operator, competent worker. And so you get training continued on the next page, qualified, and so on, and all that. Well, all they're asking for you to look up is training of workers, right? So if you go down, you have to bear with me, I'm in the middle of my book. You go down to the middle of the page, it just says training of workers. And that's on section 19, that's all it's asking for, okay? And that's where it's going with this OH&F book, is there's so many different meanings. They're trying to teach you, don't just look at the first one and go with it. You know, you read the question, then go to the book and look for that certain question, and you'll find it.
So Troy, I have a question because in mine it says workers. It says see also duties. But
Okay.
when I look down, I have the where it says just the word training,
Okay?
and then C1 OHSR 19. So what does that mean?
I'm just looking at that book too in front of me here, and I'm trying to find that word.
Where's mine?
Yeah, so it's just workers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't actually have training of workers.
If you come down almost to the right on at the bottom, it's right there, the word training.
Yep.
Training of workers. That's 19.
Trying to look. C1.
Page 19.
Bear with me. C1. Section 19.
It's
I have a question.
Shoot. Okay, go ahead.
So there are two table of contents in this big book. There is one before the blue page, and there is one after that.
You're supposed to be in the one after that.
Okay.
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 And what part is that?
It's on 17.
That is on. It's not part. Section 19. It's not a part. Okay.
Section 19. This 19 is in Roman, right?
No, section 19
Oh.
in the Act 1993 is on page number 17.
Tell me when you get there, Liam.
Section should be solid numbers.
Are you there, Liam? Liam. Are you on page 17, Liam?
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so you ignore the page number, okay? That's not what they're asking. What they were asking for before was the section, okay, Aline? So you see the big bold numbers on the left-hand side? Like if you're on page 17, it goes 18 and then 19, right?
Yeah.
Those are sections, okay? And if you can look back in your workbook, and it'll tell you if you want to open that up to where. I'm sorry, this COVID sucks, you guys. I wish I could teach you in front of you because it'd be a hell of a lot easier. Anyways, we'll get through this. Just let me go to. So if you go, Aline, if you go back to slide 6 in your booklet.
The one John sent?
Yeah.
Learner's Workbook 1? Yes.
You know,
We're on
Yeah.
to slide,
learner's booklet.
okay, slide number 6, right?
Yeah. So you look at all that, right? You see where it says Roman numeral, number, section 1, 2, number in brackets, all that. Right?
Oh, okay.
So you can keep flipping back to there because it's your back one, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's go on to the next one, you guys. Okay, I didn't read it yet. So, we're looking at training of workers, right? In section 19, subsection 1, an employer shall ensure that a worker is trained in all matters that are necessary to protect the health and safety of the workers when the worker is, and then it goes on, okay? So that's what we're doing today. We're making sure that you guys are aware, like we're training you, making you aware of what to do with equipment, how to work in your surroundings, all that stuff, right? So if you had a question on, like if Umang, if he wasn't sure how to run the tractor, he can go up and look and see what his rights are of training of workers and see what we have to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, so that if you need to train them, that you can train them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm terrible at this today. Let's go to the next one, guys. Musculoskeletal injuries. Section 81. You in when you're all there.
Good, yeah.
I'm there.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Beautiful. Okay, guys. Musculoskeletal injuries. Okay, we're in section 81,
Close one.
subsection 1. And what they're asking
Means
is,
an injury or
in
disorder.
this section, musculoskeletal injuries means the injury or disorder of the muscles, tendons, ligaments, nerves, joints, bones, or vasculature that may be caused by aggravated by any of the following. And if it goes to lowercase alphabet brackets, right? So it's clauses. Repetitive motions, forceful exertions, vibrations, mechanical compressions, sustained by awkward postures, limitations in motion or action. Anytime you get using equipment that's vibrating or any of that stuff where you start to feel some pain, that's what that is. Okay? Clear as mud?
Yep.
Let's go to exposure of noise, section 99. So exposure to noise, I'm going to look up in the yellow book. I never did help you with that other one, Dean, sorry.
I found it.
Did you go okay?
Yep. I'm using my index.
Good man. You have to bear with me, I've never used this book. This is a tougher one. You should just leave the one the way it was.
So, exposure to noise.
Exposure to noise.
I'm there.
Okay. Did you find it, Dean?
No, not yet.
Okay. I'll give you a minute or two and I'll look in that one as well.
Other noises.
Where a worker is required or permitted by these regulations to use hearing protectors, and employers or contractors shall provide approved hearing protectors. Required workers to use those hearing protectors.
109.
That's page 58. 1699, close 1.
109 to 114.
Yeah.
Exposure to noise. The other exposure. See what mine says. Finish off. All right. Okay, yeah, it's basically the same. It's basically the same wording, Dean.
Yeah, I see it.
Way.
Yeah.
Everybody there, we're good?
I am good.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I'm going to read this one, and then I'm going to read Dean's just to show. So this is what my book says, is where a worker is required or permitted by these regulations to use hearing protections, an employer shall,
Provide approved
and that's
hearing
basically,
protectors.
you show up to work where the, first of all, does anybody know what the level of decibels where, pardon me?
I do.
What is it?
85.
Right? So whenever the decibels are above 85, they're supposed to give you earplugs, earmuffs, something to protect your ears, right? So if you show up to work and it's very noisy, even like when you guys are using lawnmowers and stuff like that or any equipment, you should really have earplugs in because it's a constant loud noise, right? So here it is, where a worker is required or permitted by these regulations to use hearing protectors, an employer shall provide approved hearing protectors, require workers to use the hearing protectors where the worker is required to use hearing protectors by these regulations. And then I go over to Dean's book, same thing, where a worker's occupational noise exposure equals or exceeds 85 decibels, an employer or contractor shall inform the worker of the hazards and the occupational noise exposure, take all reasonable practical steps to reduce the noise levels in all areas where the worker may be
Not
required
more
to
than
permit
85.
to work. So it's basically the same wording. When you guys get back to work, I would suggest going to your OHS board and seeing if this yellow book is there. And it doesn't help to look through it just to get a little bit familiar with some of the things. I'm not saying you got to read it from page to page, front to back, but just know how to look stuff up. And this is what this is for. And I won't go much more on that. Let's go to operation by workers. Section 134. Let me know when you're there, gentlemen.
I'm here.
I'm here too.
I'm here.
And the other thing with this yellow book, it's a little more, with my old book, it's pretty straightforward how you can look up the stuff in here on the index. With this yellow book, it makes you kind of look a little deeper into it. What page are you on, Dean?
339.
Okay, I'm cheating. I didn't take time to look quick.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so, yeah, operation by workers, right?
That's correct.
So you have underneath it, there's operating controls, and so on. But we want workers. So operation by workers. An employer or contractor shall ensure that machines are operated only by a competent worker, and that workers are informed of any risk and associated with and training in the safe use of the machines. So we're not just setting you on these machines and letting you go crazy, right? Like we need to teach you guys properly how to keep everybody safe, including yourself, okay? So that's what that one is. Very basic, and I'm trying to teach you guys the most basic ways. Don't read into it too much. Just, it says operational workers, that's what you look up, okay? Let's go, operating controls, pretty easy right beneath it, right?
Reasonably participate.
So, operating controls, where reasonably practicable, an employer, contractor, or supplier shall ensure that the operating controls on machines are located within reach of the operator, cannot be activated by accident, and so on. Okay, so that's all that is. All right, guys? Okay,
All right.
just looking. Give me a quick second here. I still look at my book. Another book. I just gotta look where the little quiz is here, guys. It is. Okay, we're going to go on to the next one. Competent operators for PME.
What was that again?
Competent operators of PME. It's on slide 8. What section is it in? Now they're going to make you work a little more on it.
Confidence.
Competent operators of PME. Let me know when you're there, guys.
Confidence. Does anyone knows which section is that?
Can you not find it? Who's this? Aline?
21N? 21N?
On 345 page number.
Hey, hold on, guys. Aline,
On 19 edition.
guys. Was this Aline?
Nope.
Oh, who asked what page it was on?
It's in 345. It's in
No, no.
2019 edition, green one.
Who asked what page it was on is what I'm getting at.
It's me and the Act 1993.
Okay. Are we there? Yeah.
No, Cry.